What is good, everybody? It is your boy Champagne Chico, and we're back with the rebuilds. And today we're gonna be rebuilding one of the more confusing franchises that I've ever had to witness. In the NFL specifically, because in the NBA it's the Miami Heat, but the Colts seem like they were on the ups. I mean, could say that. They were 10-6. I know that they're one game away from making it to the playoffs, and it was a super easy game against the Jaguars, and they lost. And that's how they lost their playoff spot. Then they go to this last season and have one of the worst records in the league while having Jonathan Taylor at running back. Yes, he did get injured at one point, but it wasn't for that long. Quentin Nelson on the offensive line. Now, the rest of the offensive line is a little bit questionable. DeForest Buckner on defense. Now, the defense was great. The defense was fantastic, but they couldn't score any points. And that's what we're going to try to figure out today. But before we get into the video, I do have to ask you to go down there and like and subscribe for me. I love making these rebuilds, and I hope you guys love watching these. And I would greatly appreciate you liking it so more people can see it, and subscribing so you can see this more often. We're going to handle this Colts situation. I mean, they just got rid of Stephon Gilmore, which is probably a move that I'm going to make. There's a lot of questionable decisions on the team. We're going to be firing Frank Wright once again because they fired him in real life already. Now, I think one of the bigger issues that the Colts have right now, which is probably not one that we're going to be facing today, but I'll act as if it is the issue, is that the Panthers traded up from the number 9 spot to the number 1 spot. And obviously they're going to try to take a QB. A lot of people are saying that's going to be CJ Stroud, which is why I haven't done the rebuild centered around CJ Stroud for the Colts, because it doesn't seem likely right now. CJ Stroud might be going first. And then if it's not CJ Stroud, it'll be Bryce Young and then CJ Stroud, because the Texans are taking a quarterback regardless. And I don't expect them to take Will Levis, which is probably who I see going to the Colts. Now, is that what they want? Probably not. There is some talk about the Colts trading for Lamar Jackson. The likelihood of that is not very likely for what they would have to give up for Lamar Jackson. They would be the 4th overall pick. It would probably be next year's first round pick, maybe a couple second rounders, and then a player or two in return for Lamar. So I don't know if I'm going to go with that route today. If that keeps getting higher and higher in terms of what could possibly happen, I might do a rebuild around that, but I don't see it happening much. Bobby Okereke, because I watched a video of him pronouncing it, is supposed to be a free agent this year. 57 mil, and he would take about 8 mil off of that. I wouldn't want to lose him. I think he already left. I forgot to where. I think it was the Lions, maybe. He doesn't have much interest in staying. I'll give him a player-friendly deal because middle linebackers are pretty crucial in this game. I think free agency will be better in the long run. That's great for you. Paris Campbell was already on his way to the Giants. I don't think I was re-signing him either because of the money. I can use that money better in other places right now. Alec Pierce is a decent wide receiver 2 for the year. Paris Campbell's 26 and only a 77 overall. I don't expect him to get any better. And we don't have a right end besides him. It would probably be a good idea to take him because this year we might not be that good. Who knows, really? But we might be able to get a right end in the next draft. I'll try to re-sign him right now. I think free agency will be better for me in the long run. All right, well, that's another one gone. Will Simpson free agency. I think I might do what they did in real life, which is not risk Stephon Gilmore leaving for nothing. It just depends. I'm not really worried about the fact that I have 3.95 mil in cap room after all these offers that I've given out, because I am planning to have a fire sale of all the older players on the team besides Shaq Leonard. because Shaq Leonard, I'm expecting to be on the opposite side of Josh Allen. Shaq Leonard has been able to play multiple linebacker positions, so I'm expecting him to be able to do it now. Left outside linebacker Josh Allen, CJ Gardner-Johnson, Byron Murphy, Bobby Okereke, just trying to get him back, and Evan McPherson because we need a kicker, and I do not want to draft Jake Moody because I am tired of drafting Jake Moody. I was going to go after TJ Edwards. It just made a little bit more sense for me to go after Bobby Okereke. Going after a cornerback in terms of Byron Murphy helps because of the plan that I have in terms of the cornerbacks. So that's why I'm getting him. And then CJ Gardner-Johnson, although they do have the young player Nick Cross, a 71 overall, I don't expect him to develop much because he is a 71. Left outside linebacker or outside linebacker in general is just a difficult position to hit on in the drafts. When you do, they're superstar X factors, but when you don't, they're going to stay at whatever overall they were at in the draft. Bobby Okereke, middle linebacker. Just need middle linebacker, to be honest with you. There's no other middle linebackers that we have, so need him back. And like I said, Evan McPherson, not trying to draft Jake Moody. He has a lot of interest to come back. I can't necessarily sign him right now, but no teams are interested in him right now. So I will evaluate these and hope that most of them sign with us, as everybody decides except for Bobby, and they all decide to come to the team. Wow, that is the first time that all the big players ended up coming to the team. All right, so I'm going to go to Bobby Okereke, or Unique Ngakoue. Hopefully I'm saying that right. You know what? Don't need Bobby Okereke. I will sign Perriman for a year or two. Yeah, 2-year deal with Perriman. I'm not really... I look for one in the draft, really, or in future free agency classes. But we're going to have a lot more cap room come these next years. Let me check. He is still here. Perfect. So we're going to offer him this contract. Hopefully it's good enough because that's the best that I can do. All right. So we're going to be pretty much dry out of money. But that's not going to matter, as I said, because we're going to be doing a fire sale. Perriman, Ngakoue. Hopefully both of y'all decide to come to the team, and Perriman still hasn't decided, but we're not in the hunt for Perriman. So Unique does come back. We might just have to look for a middle linebacker in the draft. David Long is on the Dolphins now, so I'm happy about that. A 2-year deal I can do. I can do that. Get you on a steal like the Dolphins did. Just hoping that you end up coming to the team, but we'll see by the draft. I'm gonna make the trades before the draft, just in case David Long decides to come to the team. He has the cap room to do that. We'll take a look at the college players right now. Like I said, I'm really planning to take Will Levis, to be honest with you. Unless CJ Stroud drops to my position, that could happen. That could happen in real life. Maybe the Panthers get very convinced at some point in terms of the film of Will Levis or Bryce Young. The Texans make a stupid decision, as they usually do, and take Will Levis. And not dissing Will Levis at all, but over CJ Stroud is a bit over the top. But CJ Stroud, if he drops in my position, then I'll end up taking him. But it just all depends, really. I would like to get Will Levis at least. So CJ Stroud has, doesn't have the greatest physicals. He has everything in terms of throwing. So that isn't much of a concern, but it seems like Will Levis is a lot better than him. Anthony Richardson is up here because, whoa, holy. Elite acceleration, elite jumping, elite speed, elite strength, elite throw power. And then his stats are just like not the same because that's how the film is in terms of his film at UF. He's entertaining. He is definitely an entertaining quarterback. Definitely resembles Cam Newton, but that's the hit or miss. That's the hit or miss. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do actually, because Anthony Richardson looks promising. He could be very good, as much as the skills say otherwise. His physicals are insane. I don't know. I don't know where the Colts would go if they have to choose between Will Levis and Anthony Richardson. All right, now that the defense is all set and Madden clearly can't handle much of a change in anything, Stephon Gilmore. Now, we could use him. I'm not going to trade him for the limited value that he got before, unless that's what I can get. But if I can get better, then I'm going to get better in terms of the trade value that I would be looking for in Stephon Gilmore. I mean, he is 32 years old. I'm going to include somebody by the name of Matt Ryan as part of the trade. I know that not a lot of people are going to be interested in that, but I need his cap off of me. So if I can get maybe... No, that's unrealistic. That's unrealistic. Okay, so we're trading Stephon Gilmore and Matt Ryan to the Eagles for a second-round pick. Matt Ryan's only involved just because his salary needs to get off my team. So 29.4 mil. The only reason why I didn't do it at the free agency period is because for some reason, I don't know if y'all can tell me in the comments, but for some reason when I make a trade in terms of loading off salary for picks, it fills a certain amount. I think it's because of the salary amount that pick is supposed to be taking up. Like if I trade for an example, if I trade a $30 million contract, for some reason it takes off 10 mil from my cap, even after trying to get rid of that cap hit. I don't know. It's weird. It's very weird. But NFL draft, yeah, I think it just all depends on who falls to us. If we have to choose between CJ Stroud and Will Levis, that's going to be a difficult decision. But I hope that I don't have to choose. Now, the Bears are on the clock. Unfortunately, the Panthers aren't going to have the pick. So they are going to take a defensive lineman, Tyree Wilson. The Texans take Bryce Young. Okay, so I don't think that CJ Stroud falls. And honestly, Will Levis looks really good in the game. In real life, he looks good too. He looks like he has an arm. They're saying that he's kind of like a Josh Allen type of prototype. He looks good. He measured pretty well. He is not as much of a risk as Anthony Richardson is. I've seen Will Levis do well in this draft class a lot in terms of the other rebuilds that I've done. I don't want to take CJ Stroud just because I feel like it's a little cheating, I would say. I honestly can't get over the fact that Anthony Richardson has elite almost everything. And it seems like in most situations they have the Colts taking Anthony Richardson. And the Colts like Anthony Richardson right now. Will Levis looks good, but he could just be a stopgap quarterback, and that's not what the Colts are looking for. They're looking for the future. Now, as much as his skills say that he has A, deep accuracy, B, medium, A, short, B, under pressure, A, play action, his physicals are okay in terms of QB. I think I'm going to take Anthony Richardson. I think I'm going to go with what is supposed to be happening right now. I know that this is the Arizona pick now that I realize it. So I have to see who they take. They take Will Levis. I didn't even get a choice. They take Will Levis. I don't think I'm taking CJ Stroud either. His physicals do not look good at all in the game. I mean, it's probably inaccurate because that's how Madden does some of these changing up of the players. But Anthony Richardson, welcome to the Colts. Hidden development. Holy crap. 95 throw power, 91 speed, 94 jumping, 85 change of direction, 92 acceleration, 85 agility. Out of Florida. Our O-line is pretty set right now, and I don't think they'll be drafting cornerback. A player that I think they'll try to draft and take advantage of his potential is Kalijah Kancey. Now, he did pretty well at the Combine. Not sure how he did in this one. He did do pretty well on this one too. Unique is like a ticking time bomb in terms of how long he's going to be on the team. And replacing him early would help because he could develop behind Unique and not have the pressure of being the starter and doing the most. So Kalijah Cansey, I could see the Colts taking. Hidden development, seems like he's going to be pretty good with 90 acceleration, 82 speed, 84 strength. He's a power rusher. I could see it happening. I don't know if he's Aaron Donald type. He did measure similar, but Aaron Donald is a different type of beast. I like him in real life. I understand why he's falling down the ranks, but I think he's going to be pretty good. And the Colts need a wide receiver regardless, since they let Paris Campbell go. I think we get Kayshawn here. He is normal development with 90 acceleration, 86 agility, 86 change of direction, and 90 speed. But he could develop with a brand new quarterback now in Anthony Richardson, so we'll just have to see. We do have a middle linebacker right now, but Henry Tawotu seems like a good option for a future option. Round 3 to 4 projection. He's supposed to be going to the Cowboys or the Bengals. We're going to go ahead and take him out of Alabama. Pretty decent stats. It is round 3 and it's like mid round 3, so I'm not expecting too much out of this. So just to have a man behind Anthony Richardson right now, maybe even have a competition, to be honest. Tanner McKee could be good. We honestly could use him as trade bait, to be honest with you. There's not much of anything else on the board in terms of what we need. They have cornerbacks. Cornerbacks aren't going to get playing time. Defensive tackles, don't need that. So, I mean, we could have probably looked for tight end, but there's not a lot of good options in this draft. All right, and at the start of season 1, Anthony Richardson is a 71 overall. Hopefully, he develops. Kayshawn is a 72. Jonathan Taylor, Anthony Richardson with hidden development, 71 overall. Really all just depends on how he develops. Really all just depends on that right now. Defensive tackle, Kalijah Cansey is a 73, so that's good in terms of development-wise. Defense looks good. Offense looks mediocre, but it's kind of how their offense was going to look next year anyways. But we will see how this team does by the midseason mark, and hopefully we do something in terms of either deciding if we're going to tank or push for the playoffs. We are 4-3 at the midseason mark. I don't know how to feel about it, to be honest with you. Stats and awards, 19th in offensive yards. Seems like Anthony Richardson's doing pretty decent. 22nd in defensive yards. Okay. Anthony Richardson has 1,400 yards, 10 TDs, and 5 interceptions. Not a bad ratio for a rookie. Jonathan Taylor has 500 yards and 3 TDs. Zach Moss has 203. And Anthony Richardson has 2 touchdowns and 100 yards. QB of the future is his player tag. Receiving, Kayshawn with the leading receiving yards, 341 and 3 TDs. Michael Pittman down here with 3 TDs and 275. Mo Alley Cox is going to be a bridge player. I don't expect to keep him for much longer. Defense, Shaq Leonard with the leading tackles. TFLs, Unique has 7. Buckner has 4. Long Jr. has 3. Sacks, Josh Allen has 4. Buckner has 3. And Kwity Paye has 2.5. Interceptions, Shaq Leonard has 2. Long Jr. has 1. Kenny Moore has 1. And Blackman has 1. So we're going to go ahead and take a look at all the hidden developments that possibly could have already been done right now. Hopefully, Anthony Richardson has a good one. Only star. Only star. So not the best that it could be. Hopefully he just develops over time. I'm not expecting to draft another one unless he literally doesn't develop over the next year or 2. So we'll have to see about that. But overall, it looks pretty decent. Unique is regressing, so that is why we got Kalijah. But we are going to take a look at who has a contract up this offseason. Jonathan Taylor has a contract up. So does Kenny Moore, but he's going to be 28, and he's only 5'9" at cornerback. Michael Pittman might be good to keep just for Anthony Richardson's sake. Grover Stewart, 29, 85 overall. We're only going to have 54 mil, surprisingly. He's only 24, though. So this isn't too risky. I need a bigger offer to overcome this team not being a fit for me. Okay. Michael Pittman, 3-year deal. He doesn't really want to come back. Player friendly. Need to do more to convince me this team is right for my future. Maybe a 2-year deal till he's 31. Offer is perfect. Yeah, I like the pair that we have right now. It's difficult finding another defensive tackle, and I don't want to overpay in terms of other ones. Let's go ahead and take a look what's in the mock draft. We're 4-3 right now, but I don't expect that to last very long. They have us at the 27th pick taking a halfback, but we just re-signed Jonathan Taylor. I'm not big on the whole not re-signing your star running back if they're to the level of like a Christian McCaffrey or Jonathan Taylor, maybe even Derrick Henry, even though he uses a lot of power. It's an okay draft. I wouldn't go crazy about it. I mean, the best prospect is a middle linebacker, which is what we need. There is a tight end that we could look to get, maybe trade up to that 15 spot, the mid-round spot, just to get him. He looks pretty good. He's a vertical threat out of Iowa. Physicals look pretty decent. A catching, B pass block. He seems like he can block and catch. Jeremy Richardson. We will have to see about that at the end of the season if we even get a good pick. Okay, we made the playoffs 10-7, but we have to face the Bengals in the first round. Not a concern right now because we're going to look at the stats. 29th in offensive yards. Okay. 25th in defensive yards, and somehow we went 10-7. Anthony Richardson had 3,700 yards, 24 TDs, and 14 interceptions. Not bad. It seems like Jonathan Taylor really did his thing. 1,300 yards and 12 TDs. Zach Moss had 8 TDs and 405 yards. Receiving, Kayshawn almost hit the 1,000-yard mark. He missed it by 2. 6 TDs. Michael Pittman has 788 and 6. Maybe we don't even need Michael Pittman at this point. Alec Pierce looks okay. Defense, David Long was the leading tackler as a middle linebacker. Should be. Unique had 18 TFLs. Josh Allen had 14. DeForest Buckner had 13. And Grover Stewart had 12. Sacks, Josh Allen had 11.5. For some reason, he's a trade target young. Unique had 7.5. Kwity Paye had 7.5. And DeForest Buckner had 6. Interceptions, Kenny Moore had 3. Byron Murphy had 2. Isaiah Rodgers had 2. And Shaq Leonard had 2. Okay. So, did anybody develop any better over the term of the midseason mark to now? Oh, Anthony Richardson is up to a 75 overall. He also has led us to the playoffs, so I would expect that to be a thing. Right guard might be a point of focus this offseason. Just depends how we do right now. Why did they move? Oh, boy. I had him as right outside linebacker, and they put him behind Shaq Leonard. So I switched him back to left outside, and now they have him at right outside. Anyways, Kenny Moore, Byron Murphy, Isaiah Rodgers seem to be doing the job right now. I mean, if anything is saving us, it's probably the defense, even though we're not ranked the best. But we do have to face the Cincinnati Bengals in the first round. Might be a difficult game, but we're just going to have to see. All right, and the Colts do start off with the ball, and we are facing the three-headed monster that is the Bengals receiving core, but they get the ball after a 3-and-out by the Bengals defense as they get a big conversion on third down to Jamar Chase as they get into field goal range and end up getting the touchdown, making it a 7-0 game, and the Colts are going to not be able to get any points because they get knocked out of field goal range, but punt it exactly to the 2. Doesn't matter because a 15-yard penalty by Unique puts them ahead. And they are just converting on every third down possible. But we get the ball back, probably from a turnover that happened. Didn't quite see it. 3rd and 3. We convert on third down finally. And we get a big rush by Jonathan Taylor to get us the first touchdown of the day. And the Bengals end up just going downfield and getting a touchdown immediately after. Hopefully that starts off the momentum for us. 4th and inches. And we punt it on 4th and inches. And the Bengals are going to punt it back to us. But we get sacked for a 4-yard loss. 3rd and 8. And they get a pick and get put at the 7 and immediately get a touchdown to Michael Thomas. Why would they sign Michael Thomas? 21-7, and the Colts are trying to get any sort of points right now as they do get a touchdown right before the end of the half, as the Bengals do start off with the ball, and they almost get 3-and-outed. A perfect 10 yards by T. Higgins gets them the first down, and they just keep converting on third down and get downfield and get a touchdown. 3rd and 17, and not quite enough to get the first down, and the Bengals have the ball and are moving downfield to get another touchdown, and it seems all but over at this point with the lead that the Bengals have, if the defense is not able to do anything on the Colts side. And when the offense is not converting on third down or fourth, does not help them at all, as they are trying to clock 17-point lead. And that seems to be it right now. We do knock it down to 10 points. They're converting on third down once again, and that's going to be the end of the game versus the Cincinnati Bengals. They beat us by 10. Not a way to go out right now, but it is only the start of Anthony Richardson's career. Can't really expect much, especially facing a receiving core and a quarterback in Joe Burrow. And at the end of the 2023 season, the Cowboys beat the Chiefs. Deron Bland, a cornerback for the Cowboys, ends up winning Super Bowl MVP. CJ Stroud, the man that we ended up passing on for keeping it realistic, goes on and wins Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Falcons. None of our players really won anything, which is unfortunate. I would have thought Anthony Richardson maybe, just because he developed a lot. Oh, Jonathan Taylor dropped to Superstar. I don't know if I want to re-sign you. Maybe I can use that money elsewhere. I don't. Okay, so it probably should have traded him. Drop to Superstar. I don't know. I think I can get him for cheaper. I don't think that signing him right now is going to do me any good. I think the ones that I'm more focused on, maybe I do bring back Kenny Moore for a year. Excited to sign such a great offer. Yeah, a 1-year deal, 50 mil left. Julian Blackmon would be good to keep because free safeties aren't very easy to come by. Oh, Deion Jackson. He saved me a lot in fantasy football. Julian Blackmon, 26 years old. Neutral deal is all I'll do. Yeah, I'm not doing much better than that. I'm not overpaying him. Hopefully he ends up coming back. I'm not going to overpay him, but I'm not going to underpay him. I think free agency would do me good. So, we have to do a lot of things right now. I'm not going to give you an insane contract, Jonathan Taylor. I'll give you a 5-year deal, but that's the best I'll do. Yeah, that's the best I'll do, because I don't think that a lot of teams are going to be pushing for him in free agency. And if they do, then great for him. But I'm not willing to pay that money when he just dropped to Superstar, when he was Superstar X Factor. Lamar Jackson is here. That's interesting. That's not going to happen, but it's interesting. So in terms of the team needs right now, I think we definitely have to get some wide receivers. Alec Pierce and Kayshawn are not going to do it. Anthony Richardson is down to normal development. Not the greatest look right now. Definitely not the greatest look right now. Free safety is a need. Right end, I think Kalijah is going to come in and do just fine there. I would love to get Joey Bosa in this free agency class. The only thing is that takes up too much of my cap room, and I have more dire needs than just getting one insane player and having to deal with this offense being absolute garbage. So I have to make a team around Anthony Richardson to hopefully get him back to star development and maybe even better. And that plan is with getting T. Higgins and Michael Pittman back. Now, Michael Pittman's more of a discounted contract. I'm not planning to get Jonathan Taylor back. 25 years old, 94 overall, down to Superstar. I offered a contract to Nick Bosa, and we were the top one, but we literally had no room to get anybody else. I know that my line isn't the greatest in the world right now, but paying 15 mil per lineman is not a plan that I was going after, to be honest with you. I mean, Jedrick Wills is here. Basically the same overall as my left tackle. We need wide receivers and we need a free safety. And I'm trying to do just that with T. Higgins, Antoine Winfield, and Michael Pittman. Hopefully all of them do accept. I'm expecting Michael Pittman to probably wait, and then we won't be able to give him much of a contract. So we'll see what happens. They all don't decide yet. Nick Bosa probably already decided, and he's going to the Giants like he always does. Lamar Jackson, of course, I probably should have traded for him in the last draft. That'll probably be a separate video in terms of building the Colts with Lamar Jackson. But T. Higgins, Antoine Winfield. Oh, now we have to choose. Sorry, Michael Pittman. Can't do it. I got to give Antoine Winfield what he wants, and that is a contract, a very player-friendly one, too. I don't think we have enough, actually. I don't think we have enough for him. And nobody's interested in Lamar Jackson right now. Not really much that I can give off right now. I mean, if he'll take a significant discount, then I'll do it. It's just I can't really do all of what he wants. I can do this. That's the best that I can do. I mean, it fills up 3 bars, but I don't know. We'll have to see T. Higgins and Lamar Jackson at a very significant discount. If I'm able to get Lamar Jackson for that contract, that'll be insane. We literally can't get anybody else with the money that we have left in terms of what to add to the team. Cornerbacks we don't really need. They've been doing pretty well. Darius Slay and AJ Terrell's just a bit too much for what I want. Yeah, I mean, if I'm able to get Lamar Jackson, that would be great. That would be fantastic. There's teams trying to get him for even lower. The players are still here. If Lamar Jackson comes to the team, we're still in the hunt. We're still in the hunt, and there's still a bunch of players still available. I mean, I don't know if I want to sit and try to do this. I think it shouldn't be difficult, but it is. And the thing is that I'm going to withdraw. I'm going to withdraw because, yes, Lamar Jackson's very interested in coming to the team. Yes, I'm getting him at a significant discount, being 30 mil instead of 46. But we could be using that money and actually getting Michael Pittman on the team, which is what we need. We need him on the team because that is what Anthony Richardson needs. Either we get him or Brandon Ayuk. Now, Brandon Ayuk might be the better option. I'm going to give him this contract. I think that's going to put us over the edge, yeah. Brandon Ayuk has 3 teams interested. I could go after Micah Hyde for a year just because we need a free safety. He's an 83 overall. He might regress a lot this season, but that doesn't really matter to us since it's only one season that we'll have to deal with him. As tempting as it is, I don't want to just sit and wait for Lamar Jackson possibly to not even choose to come to the team, and then Michael Pittman isn't here and Micah Hyde isn't here, and we're basically just SOL. And yeah. Right, so yeah, Michael Pittman, Tommy Townsend, and Micah Hyde. Hopefully they all accept. We'll have 2.4 mil left in cap room, and I'm just going to simulate one day. And hopefully they all accept. I'll know what the salary cap that we'll have left. Oh, that's why. Okay, so Micah Hyde and Tommy Townsend end up accepting. No teams are going above us right now for Michael Pittman, so he should be accepting by the time we get to the next stage of free agency. You're still undecided? What's going on? Still undecided. And most teams have taken away their contracts that they gave him. So I'm assuming that he's just going to come to the team. I mean, at this point, that's the only option that he does have. And he decides to come back to the team. So we get T. Higgins, Michael Pittman Jr., Tommy, and Micah Hyde to fill out the roster right now. Now we go to the draft and look for, I think, a tight end right now. 5th-year options. Kwity Paye. But he brought almost no value to this team last year. Are you thinking about keeping him around after his deal expires? I think I'm going to give him the 5th-year option. Right now, probably to be able to trade him. In that case, do you want to go ahead and give him a 5th year? Yeah, I think I'm going to. I'm going to give him the 5th year option just because for trade value at the moment. Kwity Paye didn't really turn out to be what most people thought he was going to be. All right, well, we are packing up Kwity Paye because of the possible cap hit that he'll have next year, because I wasn't planning to re-sign him. A 3rd round pick next year and a 4th round pick this year for the Vikings 1st round pick. I have a plan with my own, so I can't really just trade for, I can't get the words out of my mouth. I need to get into that late 1st round area, because my plan right now is to do what they're kind of planning for me to do, which is get a right guard at the 21st spot. He looks pretty good. Jimmy Leno looks decent. Looks pretty good in physicals. Stats look pretty good. I think he's a power blocker. Yeah, so his finesse isn't going to be the greatest, and that's all we can see except for the B run block power, which is great. Jimmy Leno is the plan at the 21st spot, but I want to get Brian Tung, who has great physicals, almost elite everything. Skills, great skills too. I looked at all the tight ends. We need a tight end regardless, so I needed to trade into this area right here. Detroit Lions are the 1st pick. Not much of our concern because we're not going to be at the top at all. The 21st overall pick, and Travis Knox gets taken right before us, the middle linebacker out of University of Miami, better known as UM. And Jimmy Leno is going to be taken at this spot. We've already seen the stats. We need a right guard. He's normal development. Hopefully he is a high overall. He has 88 strength, so I'm expecting him to be so. San Diego State, the Cinderella story of the Final Four right now. And Trent Alexander, a wide receiver out of Florida, the same college as Anthony Richardson, and Brian Tung is still here. And I'm going to go ahead and take him. A, catching traffic. B, deep route. A to C, catching. I'm expecting that to be A. C to F, run block. Don't really care as much. Iowa State, normal development. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. I thought that was going to be hidden. 91 acceleration, 88 agility, 85 speed. I mean, he seems like he's going to be pretty good. I'm hoping that he is. I'm hoping that he just develops over time. I've had times in these rebuilds that I draft a tight end and they end up being insane, even if they were normal development. So hopefully that keeps up. We'll go to the 2nd round pick now. Yeah, I think we're going to go a position of need right now. We don't have any halfbacks right now in terms of valuable halfbacks. And Daryl Cox looks pretty good. He has B ball carrier vision, B carrying, A to C break tackle. He's an elusive back out of South Carolina State. His physicals ranked amongst the top of the class. A juke move, B carrying. I mean, his stiff arm and chucking aren't going to be good because he's an elusive back. He has a juke move, so hopefully he is good. Normal development, 92 acceleration, 91 speed. It seems like these are going to be like high overall normal development, so hopefully that pans out. We're going to give Anthony Richardson maybe another year to develop. We're putting a team around him right now, so if he doesn't develop, then that's going to be a big concern for the future. Okay. Jaquan Woodley. Stats look decent. I think he's a speed rusher. Yeah. A finesse moves, B block shedding, B play recognition. His physicals, elite acceleration. He was 1st in the 40. Looks good. Defensive tackle, could possibly get us off of the Grover Stewart contract. Hidden development in the 3rd round. 85 strength, 85 acceleration, 77 speed. Depends on his overall, but if he's a pretty good overall, then we might just have to get rid of Grover. All right, and at the start of Season 2, Leno is only a 73 overall, Tung is a 76, and Cox is a 75. I hope they all develop with Anthony Richardson. T. Higgins is a 90, Michael Pittman's an 86. I think Michael Pittman's going to do better at that wide receiver 2 position. Woodley, 73 overall, so not the greatest. He can probably just develop behind Stewart, and Buckner is down to a star. They put Kalijah at right end, Unique at left end. I think we might be okay this season. It just depends. It really just depends on how the offense does and how they develop. If Anthony Richardson doesn't end up doing good this year, then I think the project didn't really pan out. But we'll see at the midseason mark with the record that we're probably going to have. And the Indianapolis Colts are 3-4 at the midseason mark. Kind of 524th in offensive yards, 30th in defensive yards. Anthony Richardson is having a bit of a better season. 1,700 yards, 10 TDs, and 3 interceptions. Hopefully he's back up to star. Rushing, Daryl Cox has 396 and 4 TDs. He's the only one rushing the ball, so he should have more. Michael Pittman is the highest with 553 and 4 TDs. K-Shawn has 382 and 3 TDs, and T. Higgins has 339 and 1. And Brian Tung actually has 1 as well with 286. Nope, not blocking. Defense, Kenny Moore with the most tackles as a cornerback. 6 TFLs for Grover Stewart, 4 for DeForest Buckner, 4 for Unique, 3 for David Long. And Kalijah Kancey has 2 as well. 3 sacks for DeForest Buckner, 1.5 for Josh Allen, and 3 for Unique. Surprisingly, Josh Allen is not doing too well. 2 picks for CJ Gardner-Johnson, 2 for Isaiah Rodgers, and 1 for Kenny Moore. Okay, we're not doing bad. Anthony Richardson seems to be doing better. Hopefully he's a star right now or a higher overall. That'd help too. He's still normal development. We might have to change the scheme just so he excels a little bit more. 68 seems... Oh, no. Okay, so 76. Vertical power run, not really the best idea. Vertical zone run helps the halfback a lot. So I think that's going to work for us. Oh, it wasn't even Anthony Richardson that was fitting in that scheme. It was Tanner McKee. Nice. Okay, well, the defensive side of things... Why do they keep doing this? Why do they keep doing this? I'm going to switch Shaq Leonard now because they want to keep doing this. Now, that's probably why that we don't have the best record now. Shaq Leonard at right outside linebacker, Josh Allen at left outside. Team looks pretty good overall. I think Kenny Moore is on a shorter deal. I think he's on a 1-year deal, actually. Micah Hyde is still an 83, surprisingly. Okay, that's pretty good for us. Players ready to negotiate. Yeah, Kenny Moore's going to be probably the first. DeForest Buckner, I'm not planning to re-sign him. Be quite honest with you. 30 years old. He already has a 20 mil cap hit on us. I don't plan on it. Honestly, I probably should trade him for the value that he's at right now. Because we're 3-4. We could probably just tank the rest of the season. Get a pretty high draft pick. Evan McPherson's contract is up. David Long, 27 years old. Ryan Kelly, thank you for having your contract up. I don't know. A lot of older players. I think the only one, as dumb as it sounds, is going to be Evan McPherson for 3 years. I think Evan McPherson's just going to be the one that I try to get back. Neutral deal. Happy to sign with the organization. 3 more years on the kicker, so I don't have to worry about him. I should probably trade Kenny Moore and DeForest Buckner for what I can get for them. Everybody else is going to stay on the team. I also have to see what's in the mock draft. Maybe I don't even know what's in the mock draft, and I'm going to trade him for nothing. Halfback is the top position right now. Not the best quarterbacks in this draft either. Brian Schmidt. Yeah, I might have to make a trade for a first-round pick for both Kenny Moore and Unique. I don't see much other options in terms of what to do with their value. I'm not just going to let them walk right now. Not the smartest thing to do. All right, so we are trading away DeForest Buckner and Kenny Moore and our backup QB for a high first-round pick. Hopefully, it doesn't help them too much so they stay pretty high. Just trying to get the value that I can get out of it. It literally took me the last 40 minutes to figure out what I could get and not underselling the value. So that's the trade that I'm going to make. Yeah, I don't think I'll be giving any of these guys any contracts. I think I'm just going to simulate to the end of the season, hopefully being one of the worst teams in the league, because that's what I want at this point. And we go 7-10. So for some reason, we still did decently. 29th in offensive yards, 23rd in defensive yards after giving up some of our bigger players. 4,000 yards, 28 TDs, and 10 interceptions. If he just keeps developing, then it'll help a lot. Cox got 1,100 yards and 8 TDs. Anthony Richardson had 3. Receiving, Michael Pittman with 1,100 yards and 6 TDs. T. Higgins had 905. Kayshawn had 882 and 8 TDs. And Tung had 8 TDs as well with 800 yards. Defense, Shaq Leonard was the leading tackler on the team. Yannick had 12 TFLs. Stewart had 9. Josh Allen had 8. Woodley had 6 after giving up DeForest Buckner to the Patriots. Cansey had 4, and it just keeps going down. Josh Allen had 10 sacks on the season. Yannick had 7. Grover Stewart had 5, and Jaquan had 4. CJ Gardner-Johnson had 6 interceptions. Shaq Leonard had 3, and Byron Murphy had 3. It seems like our cornerback still did pretty good after the departure of Kenny Moore. But nonetheless, Kenny Moore, not somebody you want to lose, but somebody that we had to lose because he was getting older. Anthony Richardson is up to a 77. We'll give him another season. Cox is a 77. He went up, but it depends on where we are in the draft. It just depends. Woodley's a 76, so that is good for our future right now. Yannick is a 77. Overall, the team still looks good. Still looks good. We need to look for a cornerback. We definitely need to look for a cornerback. Halfback is what I'm basically trying to go after in the draft. Just depends on where we are. I'm not sure what our picks are at the moment, but we'll see in the offseason. And at the end of the 2024 season, the Patriots go to the Super Bowl and win it. So that just made our first round pick mean absolutely nothing. Oh. And they beat the Eagles by 3 points. Matthew Judon is Super Bowl MVP. None of our players won any awards. Aaron Donald and Cooper Kupp win their offensive and defensive players of the year. I'm just bamboozled by the fact that we're going to have the 32nd pick in the draft now in terms of the Patriots pick. Now, mock draft 2 has still the Falcons. I think if I would have traded him to the Falcons, it wouldn't have helped us any more than that. Maybe the Patriots wasn't the best idea. I just thought with them having no QB, they wouldn't be able to do much, but I guess not. I guess having the defense that they had helped. Now with the new mock draft, they have us. They still have the Falcons at the top, so that doesn't help us very much. But we are at the 9th pick, taking a cornerback. I might have to trade the 2 picks for the number 1 pick. I want the halfback. He's an elusive back. Depends on his physicals. But he looks pretty good. Artie Boone, strong safety is not a concern of ours, so the 32nd pick won't really mean much. So we're gonna try to get that first overall pick. As much as these aren't high overall acquisitions, I'm trying to fill out the team right now. We lost our center because we were paying him too much. We're gonna be trying to get Garrett Bradbury. Will Hernandez, because the right guard has not panned out that we got in the first round last year. Dante Jackson and Nate Hobbs are both here to basically fill in a cornerback room that might be a hit or miss next year if we don't get them. And Ernest Jones is to fill in that middle linebacker spot and possibly develop, because all the other options right now are either 29. They're not really going to develop. He's 25. He could develop. I was thinking about trying to get Landon Dickerson. He has an offer that we can't really reach unless we overpay. So I want to get the players that we need right now and then worry about him. So I'm going to evaluate these. Hopefully he doesn't decide just yet, as all of them decide, and so does Landon Dickerson. So we'll have to worry about that some other time. Even though we already have Quentin Nelson, we only get Nate Hobbs Dante Jackson, and Ernest Jones. So we don't get the linemen that we need. Willie Hernandez went to the Lions, and Bradbury went to the Bills. There is John Wheeler, who's projected to go round 2 to 3. He looks pretty good. Pretty good. I plan on getting John Wheeler. I need a right guard. He'll fill in that role very well. And then Artis Boone. I really want to get Artis Boone. So I'm going to go try to get the first pick in the draft to be able to secure that. All right, so we are packing up our first round pick, meaning the 9th pick, a third round pick next year, and a 5th round pick for the number 1 overall pick. I'm not overpaying for it. They already made me pay more than I was expecting to. I need to get a 3rd round pick though, so I might trade for their 3rd round pick because we need to get the offensive lineman that we need to get. So I'm going to pack up a 4th, a 6th, and a 7th. And they're not going to take it. With us planning to get a right guard in the draft because Leno is not developing the way that we expected him to, we are trading him and a 4th round pick for a 3rd round pick to draft his replacement, really. And in terms of free agency, I really don't see much of value for us to get right now. We got Nate Hobbs, we got Jackson, we got Ernest Jones. Connor McGovern's still contemplating. So that might be the only one that we're worried about. Free safety might be something that we try to get again in terms of Micah Hyde. Not sure. He's 34. It's only a 1-year deal. I think I'll do it just for him to come to the team. I don't want to sign a long-term deal in the possibility that I find a free safety. And then there's really nothing else. We have Patrick Ricard. I don't think we have a fullback. We don't. We can get Patrick Ricard. So we did end up getting Connor McGovern as a backup plan, really. And on the defensive side, I wasn't able to get Micah Hyde, but I did get Tracy Walker the 3rd for the free safety position for right now. I'm just making sure that I don't go into the draft and I don't have the positions that I need. Now we have to look for right end, I think it is, or left end. Left end. And I've already stated what I'm going to be getting with this number 1 overall pick. And it is going to be Artis Boone. And he looks like a generational halfback, hopefully. I mean, his catching isn't the greatest, but his physicals are pretty good. Elite speed and elite jumping. That's what you hope for out of a halfback. A trucking, a stiff arm, a spin move, a juke move. I mean, he's an elusive back that can truck and stiff arm. Can't get much better than that. 97 speed. I'll let y'all look at that. 97 speed, 88 jumping, 86 change of direction, 92 agility, and 92 acceleration. That is insane. Out of Clemson, hidden development. I'm expecting him to be big for our team right now. We were able to keep our 32nd overall pick in the 1st round, so we are going to look at free safety. Might be a position that we try to go after right now. Damian Ragland. I actually saw one down here, Kevin Scott, but Damian Ragland looks a lot better. B power. He's a hybrid. Okay physicals. Skills, B hit power, B man coverage, B play recognition, B pursuit. I'll take a look at the other one, see if his physicals are any better. Kevin Scott, he's a zone free safety. Measured pretty well. Bench press, he was the strongest. His stats are not good. Damian Ragland at the free safety position. 5'11", hybrid, 223 out of Tennessee. Hidden development, 88 speed, 86 acceleration, 86 agility, 86 change of direction. Wow. Absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And none of our guards got taken. So, as I went one by one, we are going to be taking a right guard at this position. Now, hopefully, I think I like John Wheeler a little bit more than... Yep. I'm not even thinking twice about it. John Wheeler is hidden development, 86 strength, 81 jumping, and 80 acceleration, 74 agility. Pretty fast for a guard. We're gonna go ahead and take Andrew Martinez at this position. A awareness, A run block. He's an agile. Go ahead and take him at the center position. Normal development, but he has 87 strength. Hopefully he's just a high overall. Connor McGovern, I probably will make him be a backup, but We'll end up seeing. I think I'm just going to sim the rest. I'm not going to waste either of our times. And at the start of the regular season, we have Anthony Richardson. Boone is an 84 overall. This man is insane. This might just turn into a career sim of him. Artie Boone? This man is crazy. I'm so glad I didn't sign Jonathan Taylor. I would have never gotten him. Anthony Richardson, 76 overall. T. Higgins and Michael Pittman are both still the same. Wheeler is also a 73. Martinez is a 73. So I guess McGovern was a good signing. Line looks pretty good. Line looks pretty good overall. Oh, we didn't get a left end. We didn't get a left end. That's a concern. Ragland was only a 73. Glad I got Tracy Walker then. Defense looks solid. It looks solid. Not much to complain about in terms of the defense, just a left end. I have to sign a left end or probably trade one. All right, well, we are sending Cox a 6th round pick and a 3rd round pick next year. That's becoming a trend. For Zach Seiler from the Dolphins. They have 2 left ends that they don't really need. They need a halfback. We're not going to be using Cox. There's no point in keeping him on the team. And I think Seiler's probably on his last year of his contract. We're just offloading cap at that point. So now we have Seiler at left end to fill in the defensive line. And our defensive line, I think, looks pretty good after that acquisition of Zach Seiler. Yeah, Cansey, Stewart, Woodley, Seiler. And then the cornerback room looks pretty good as well. I think we could make a push. I think we could make a push with this team if Boone develops correctly. Everybody is really set to develop very, very well this season. So we will see what happens. I might actually switch up the scheme and then I will sim to the midseason mark. Oh, and at the midseason mark, we are 5-1. Our stats must be pretty good, and Anthony Richardson hopefully is doing well as... Ooh, 29th in offensive yards, but I was looking at his stats. 4th in defensive. It seems like Artis is doing something for Anthony Richardson. 1,400 yards, 16 TDs, and only 4 interceptions at the midseason mark. Artis Boone, or Artie Boone, 577 yards, 5 TDs. Whoever Keaton Mitchell is doing well as well. Receiving, Michael Pittman has 374 and 3 TDs. T. Higgins has 304 TDs. And Brian Tung has 282 and 2 TDs. Defense, Shaq Leonard with the leading tackles. 7 TFLs for Josh Allen. 7 TFLs for Zach Seiler. And 6 for Jaquan Woodley. On the sack side, Woodley has 3 sacks. Josh Allen has 1 and Zach Seiler has 1. And picks, Shaq Leonard has 6 picks at the midseason mark. Isaiah Rodgers has 2 and Byron Murphy has 2. 6 interceptions for a linebacker. That is why we are 5-1 right now. Because our offense is doing okay, but the defense has to be lifting the heavy piece of the winning part of the game. Anthony Richardson is still only a 76 and Boone is an 87. Holy. T. Higgins, Michael Pittman, Tung is an 80. Wheeler's a 75. That's good. Wait. Oh, I thought Quentin Nelson was down to an 85. I would have been concerned. Why do they keep doing this? I should not have to keep doing this for the team. The team looks good. Don't know why they keep doing this right now. Don't know why. They have completely different positions. I'm not trying to mess up. Nope, I'm not trying to mess up Shaq Leonard's momentum right now. I am going to move Josh Allen's position to right outside linebacker, and they'll probably still end up moving Shaq Leonard to right outside linebacker, so we'll see. Still put Shaq Leonard at right outside linebacker anyways. It's fine. It's fine. They are both dual threats. They can handle any side of the ball. Patrick Ricard is on the team. I did forget that I signed him, 78 overall. Hopefully we keep this momentum going. 5-1. It would be difficult not to, but players ready to negotiate right now. We're not going to be worried about the mock draft. We'll just be focused on winning games at the moment. Braden Smith is up for a contract, and he's only 29 as an offensive tackle. Grover Stewart has to go. Patrick Ricard, I think I can wait till free agency for that one. Free safety Tracy Walker. Not sure on him either. Bernard Ryman, all things that I could really handle in the offseason. I think Braden Smith's the only one that I want to give a shot at right now. Player-friendly deal. Excited to sign such a great offer. He didn't have much interest, so I gave him a player-friendly. Offensive tackles don't usually regress until about like their mid-30s, maybe even early 30s, but his contract will be up by the time he's 33. We're going to sim to the end of the season. We're facing the 1-5 Dolphins this week, but we're more worried about winning the division and hopefully maybe even being at the top of the AFC. We did not finish off the season that well. We ended up going 5-6 because now we are 10-7. We did win the division anyways. Go ahead and see what happened in terms of the stats. 23rd in offensive yards. It seems like Anthony Richardson still did pretty good. Defensive, still 3rd in the league, so it must have just been the offense not doing enough. 4,000 yards, 36 TDs, and 9 interceptions. I mean, pretty good. Pretty good. Almost 1,500 yards and 12 TDs for Artie Boone. That is insane in his rookie year. Michael Pittman, 970 yards and 7 TDs. T. Higgins was 897 and 8 TDs. And Kayshawn with 11 TDs and 839. Pretty well spread out. Tongue had 8 TDs as well. Defense, Shaq Leonard always having the leading tackles. Josh Allen with 19 TFLs. Zach Seiler with 19. Cansey with 18. And Woodley with 14. Wow. Josh Allen had 11.5 sacks. Woodley had 7. Cansey had 2.5. Interceptions, 8 interceptions for Shaq Leonard. He did slow down after the midseason mark. 3 for Byron Murphy and 2 for Isaiah Rodgers and CJ Gardner-Johnson. So now we have to face the Pittsburgh Steelers, which luckily we did not trade DeForest Buckner and Kenny Moore to, so because they had Justin Herbert, and I was expecting them to bounce back. They were at the bottom of the league whenever I was trying to make that trade, but we'll see how they fare against us today. Almost forgot to show you guys a roster before we get into the game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Artie Boone is a 93 overall superstar X Factor. Boy, am I glad. I am glad I traded away our backup halfback and those picks because, wow, the defense still looks good, still looks solid. I see no other reason but to win this game against the Steelers right now. There's no other way. And the Steelers start off with the ball on the offensive side, and our defense is not able to do enough on one of the first set of downs, and they end up going downfield and getting a touchdown. Our offense is trying to answer back in some way. 1st and goal. We're in prime range to get a touchdown right now, and we're not able to. They get a sack on 3rd down. We have to take the field goal, and the Steelers' offense is simply unstoppable, it seems. But they only get a field goal on that attempt. 2nd and 11, we convert on 2nd down, and 3rd and 2, 1st and goal, and we get the touchdown to tie up the game 10-10. And they end up punting it because they get 3 and outed by our defense. 4th and 3. Not good enough by our offense. 3rd and 14, 4th and 6, not enough for them to get the first. 3rd and 11, we get a big conversion by Kayshawn Bout, and we are going into 1st and goal, and we get the touchdown. But a 5-yard penalty knocks us back, but we still make the field goal anyways with Evan McPherson. 17-10 with 50 seconds left on the clock. They end up not getting anything. We have 40 seconds to do something with it as we get into field goal range. 15 seconds left on the clock, and we take the field goal to make it a 10-point lead. And the Colts are up 20-10 and get the ball at the half. If we can get a touchdown, that would make all the difference as Artie Boone gets tackled for a negative 3-yard rush, and the Steelers get a big penalty but get knocked back by a sack by Josh Allen. But it simply doesn't matter because they weren't able to do much up until 4th and 17, and they take the field goal, making it a touchdown game. We are trying to do anything with the ball, but 4th and 7 is not going to get us into field goal range. A 10-yard penalty by Broderick Jones on the Steelers. Another loss, sack for 7 yards by Josh Allen, and a negative 2-yard rush on 3rd down knocks him back even closer to the goal line. We almost got a safety. 3rd and 7, 4th and 5. We end up taking the field goal to make it a 10-point lead once again, but they simply cannot do anything against our defense, and we're getting into field goal range once again. And we don't get the first, but we'll take the field goal. 13-point lead. Our defense is suffocating them right now. They try to go for it on 4th down, and we're not able to. But Anthony Richardson gets sacked. 4th and 20. We're still in field goal range, so it's enough to get the field goal. 29-13. We're extending the lead more and more because they weren't able to do anything up until they converted on 4th down. But a turnover on 4th down gives us the ball back. We only have to get a first down one more time, and we do just that. And we are going to run out this clock and win the wild card rounds against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Wow. A very young team with Justin Herbert, Najee Harris, Deontay Johnson, Jalen Hyatt. They have a bunch of players, but Anthony Richardson was able to come out on top in this game, and the entire defense was able to come out on top as well. And now we have to face the Los Angeles Chargers, who don't have Justin Herbert anymore. So I wonder who's at their QB position. We'll take a look at their roster, to be honest with you, because I'm as curious as I can be right now. At QB, they don't have anybody really that good. Spencer Frazier seems like a rookie. Is this his first year? No, he has had 1 year. Interesting. It seems like their defense is really carrying the team. They still have Austin Eckler, J.C. Jackson, Keenan Allen, Asante Samuel, Gerald Everett. They kept everybody except for Justin Herbert. They got Nolan Smith in the first draft, so that's good for them. Seems like he's doing well. Quez Watkins, they got another good wide receiver. It looks like they let Joshua Palmer walk, and they got him. But we have to see if we're able to beat the Chargers. Now we're playing at their house. And the Colts start out with the ball, 3rd and 7, but we're able to convert on 3rd down as we're moving downfield. 3rd and 12, we get into 1st and goal range, and we get the touchdown, 7-0. But we get an immediate pick, and Artie Boone runs it in for another touchdown, 14-0. Our defense came to play right now, and they stop them once again, and they punt it away back to us, 3rd and 6, and we convert on 3rd down. We are moving downfield, 3rd and 18. Seems like the Chargers defense woke up, but not enough because we get a 20-yard reception by Keyshawn Bout and another one by Brian Tung. We're in the 5-yard range, 3rd and 2, and we end up getting the touchdown, making it 21-0 to start off the day. And the Chargers go downfield and get their first touchdown of the day, 21-7. And we are trying to keep this lead as much as we can. 4th and 13 is not good. 21-7 with a minute 20 left on the clock, and the Chargers are moving downfield. 3rd and 13, they convert once again. 3rd and 16, but they don't convert that time and have to take the field goal. 21-10, 30 seconds left on the clock, and the Colts are just going to run out the clock, it seems. 4th and 3, and end up punting it. 17 seconds left, but the Chargers are simply not able to do much with it as they end off the first half down by 11, but they start off with the ball and are able to get a bunch of first downs right now, but not enough to get the touchdown as they only take the field goal down by 8. And the Colts are running the ball a lot. 4th and 4, and we end up punting it. We're still up by 8, but the Chargers are going downfield, but only end up punting it away. They seem to have good momentum, but just didn't pull through. A penalty moves us back 5 yards. Anthony Richardson passes the ball to Artie, and another failed set of downs. 2nd and 10. The Chargers just seem to keep getting big plays. Traylon Burks is on the Chargers. Wow. 2nd and 4. 3rd and inches. They simply keep getting into the range to be able to get some points on the board. 4th and 11, and they take the field goal once again. Only down by 5 now. We have to be able to get some points on the board. 1st and 20. 2nd and 20. 3rd and 15. 4th and 4, and we have to punt it away. We still have the lead, but we're able to stop them on that drive. And a big reception by Keyshawn Bout, who seems to be showing up this playoffs. Hopefully he keeps that up. 2nd and 4, 3rd and inches, and we get enough for the first down. We get close to the range that we need to for the touchdown, but we're just trying to run out the clock right now. 59 seconds left on the clock. At the 15-yard line, 42 seconds left on the clock, and we run out the clock to win the divisional round against the Chargers in SoFi Stadium. Wow, they did not have that great of a QB, but they had everything else to help them out. Now we are facing the Las Vegas Raiders. It seems like almost every time that we're going to make a Super Bowl push, the Raiders are always there to try to stop us. They still have Josh Jacobs on the team, which doesn't seem like a possibility in real life. We're just going to have to see how we fare against them, but we're at home now. And the Colts end up starting with the ball at home and are able to get the first down, 2nd and 11, 3rd and 6, and not enough to get the first down on that. We put them within the 5-yard line, 2nd and 13, 3rd and inches, and they are able to get the first down and get a big reception. Might have been from Devontae Adams, to be honest with you. 1st and 10, 2nd and 15. Our offense simply cannot do anything against this Raiders defense, but our defense gets the pick, and 4th and inches makes us have to take the field goal. And our defense has to show up once again for us to have a chance in this game. They end up punting it. Our offense has to do something right now, but they're not able to do anything at all. 4th and 8. The offense has to start getting hot. We cannot win this game without some sort of offense. And we're moving downfield right now. 3rd and 5, 4th and inches, and we're probably just going to take the field goal on this. Yes, we took the field goal. I was so confused. 7-6, but the Raiders get a big reception to start off the drive and end up only getting the field goal as well. A pick gets them the ball within the 10-yard line. 3rd and 10, 4th and 5, and they end up taking another field goal. Not as bad as it could have been, but it shouldn't have been like that in the first place. We're at the 23 with 30 seconds left on the clock. We should get a touchdown before the end of the quarter in order to stay in this game. 7 seconds left. We end up getting the touchdown with T. Higgins. I thought we were just going to take the field goal, and we end up tying the game just in time for the end of the half, and the Raiders get the ball to start off the second half. Ooh, almost get 3 and outed. But a pick gets us the ball back. 13-13, we get the first down. 3rd and 10, and we get the touchdown. 20-13. We're up by 7 right now against the Raiders as they get some big losses. 3rd and 23. And they don't get enough to be able to get the first down. It seems like we are heating up at the right time as we go downfield and get another touchdown, 27-13. But the Raiders are not going away without a fight, 27-20 with another touchdown. But we're going downfield right now. We need to get another touchdown to really take the wind out of their sails. 3 minutes left, and we get another one with Artie Boone, 34-20, a 2-touchdown lead. And 4th and 4 is not going to help him, especially when they're throwing a pick to Ernest Jones to seal the game off right now. 1:53 left. We're just trying to chew clock. We end up taking the field goal just to extend the lead. 17-point lead. They go downfield and get another touchdown, but it's not going to matter because we are up by 20 right now. And we kneel the ball and win the AFC Conference Championship against a pretty good team. Not the best coach in the world, but a pretty good team. And we are facing the 10-7 Arizona Cardinals, who took Will Levis. Not sure if they still have Kyler Murray. That wouldn't make much sense if they still had Kyler. They do. They do have Kyler. He's an 84 overall. Where is Will Levis? There he is. 76 overall. QB of the future, but he's 25. They don't have the best overall in the world. We'll take a look at our roster, possibly a Super Bowl winning roster. I think it's really behind Artie Boone, a generational halfback. I have never, actually, I drafted one player like this, and it was a tight end, but not to the level of Artie Boone. He went from an 83 overall to a 94 in a season span and was just progressing so quickly. The whole offense is playing right behind him. Anthony Richardson has been improving with him at halfback. Our defense has always been good. Now they finally get to showcase it as Josh Allen is a superstar X Factor. Now I didn't even see that. CJ Gardner-Johnson is back to being a superstar. Nate Hobbs is an 85. Byron Murphy's an 86. Cansey's an 80. Stewart is taking that defensive tackle 1 position very seriously. Zach Seiler is doing well at the left end. Woodley has been doing great at defensive tackle. Ragland is there waiting for Walker to leave, really, but I don't know if he's going to have much of a chance since we're possibly going to win the Super Bowl this season. Quentin Nelson finally getting one. Wheeler is up to a 78, so that's great for him. Overall, the team is just good. Patrick Ricard at fullback, finally getting a Super Bowl too. I'm excited. I'm excited because I feel like we're going to win this one right now. The Cardinals do start out with the ball and they are not able to get anything on the first set of downs as we immediately start the day with running the ball. 3rd and 9 though, and we end up getting a touchdown with T. Higgins on a 49-yard touchdown, and the Cardinals are trying to do anything to answer, but they're not able to. 4th and 11, 3rd and 15. We don't get enough to get a first down as the Cardinals are moving downfield. End up getting some losses. 4th and 18, and they take the field goal 7-3. And they stop us once again on the defensive side of things. 3rd and 4, they just keep getting the first downs and get another field goal. 3rd and 3, and we get stopped. Why is Artie Boone not running the ball on 3rd down? A punt puts them behind the 20, but they end up punting it back to us. 1:30 left on the clock, and we're trying to get some points on the board to extend the lead. 30 seconds left and 3 yards to go. And we end up getting the touchdown 14-6, extending the lead to 8. And they end up punting the ball. Oh, no, they kick it back to us because we start off with the ball in the second half, as we are not able to do anything on the first drive of the second half. 2nd and 20, 3rd and 13. Cardinals offense is hitting. 4th and 15, 3rd and 6, 4th and 3. And the Cardinals defense is just stopping us every chance that they get right now, and they get another touchdown but are not able to get the 2-point conversion. We have to be able to get some points on the board right now. We get the first down once again. 6 minutes left in the game, but a pick to Zaven Collins helps them out tremendously. 4th and 7 at the 49, and they punt it with 5 minutes left. 3rd and 1, we get the first. We're just trying to get a big gain. Artie Boone with the 54-yard rush touchdown when it really matters, and extending the lead to 9. But the Cardinals immediately are getting big receptions downfield. But a pick by Shaquille Leonard on the biggest stage of them all. 2 minutes left, and we're just trying to run out the clock right now. 2 minutes left in the game, and we get a big reception by Michael Pittman, possibly knocking the game away for the Cardinals. 21-12, we get another first down, and that's all but over. We get a punt, 30 seconds left, and they're not able to do anything. 20 seconds, and not enough to win the Super Bowl, as the Indianapolis Colts go on to win it with Anthony Richardson, but mainly behind a generational running back in Artie Boone. What a season he had. A 94 overall right now in one season, in his rookie season. He got a touchdown in the Super Bowl. Shaquille Leonard, before he retired, got an interception when it really mattered in the Super Bowl. I don't know. It just depends on how the Colts are able to go about the draft this year. Hopefully they end up making the right decision in the draft as they walk the Lombardi Trophy to the podium. And Anthony Richardson's gonna hold it. Number 5. An absolutely insane season, 2025, and to cap it off, Artie Boone wins Super Bowl MVP and Offensive Rookie of the Year. You wouldn't expect anything else but that for Artie Boone, because Superstar X Factor, 94 overall by the Super Bowl. Joe Burrow won NFL MVP, but that doesn't matter because we won the Super Bowl. I think we beat them in the first round, if I'm not mistaken, but we beat the Cardinals in the Super Bowl LX. That's Super Bowl 60. I know my Roman numerals. And wow. What a draft pick, getting Artie Boone. I'm so glad that I traded those picks for that and decided to just put all my chips in on Artie Boone to take us to the Super Bowl, and he did just that. Ooh, I wish that I could continue the sim of just his career, because I think he's going to be amazing. But that'll probably have to be for another day. 95 overall. He had Anthony Richardson up to an 80 at one point. An absolutely well-built team. Not even insane team. It was just very well-built. Ragland is a star. He's not going to get his chance at any point because we already won the Super Bowl. And if you did enjoy that, please go down there and like and subscribe for me. Let me know what teams you want me to rebuild. I'm running out of choices or challenges. I can do any challenges too. I'm more than willing to do it, but I will see you in the next video. Peace.